tonight?
Good. How about
Thank
you?
you.
No problem. I'm okay as well. So we have already watched this really short video. I have shared the URL and the questions here at chat. I'm sharing, I'm chatting, I'm sharing it again. So why don't we get going? So first of all, let me introduce myself real quick. This is Leandro. I am 34 years old, live here in the south of Brazil, Santa Catarina state. And I've been here at Talk and Talk for a while, I believe since 2023, I guess, if I'm not missed. Yeah, yeah. And oh, Clayton is back. All right. And so I work with IT technology for a while, more than 15 years, actually 18 years, and I'm getting old. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the conversation and let's do it. So, Rosalia is and Lucas, they are also hosts here, right? And it's a pleasure to have you guys tonight here talking with us. And Rosalia, please, why don't you introduce yourself and answer the first question? Have you ever tried to learn something by yourself without a teacher?
Okay. Okay, guys, I'm Rosália, 57 years old. I'm living in Joinville, Santa Catarina too.
Hmm,
Then, yeah,
cool.
I'm married. I have two children. Nowadays, I'm living only with my husband because my children already getting married. Then they are living your life. Then now I have more time
Finally.
to, yeah, finally. Now-
Well,
Yeah, that's it.
I
I
just think
have
out
a,
loud.
yeah, that's it. It is right. Then nowadays I have more time to do everything that I want because in the past it was impossible. Then now I have all the time to give to me to do my thing. Then nowadays I'm studying English, Spanish, and Italian. Then here in Talk and Talk, I'm a host in Italian and Spanish. I
Oh
was
boy,
in Italian, but now Italian stopped a little. Then now I think in the next year we'll back. Then I will be there. And that's it, guys.
cool. Can you please answer the first question to us? Have you ever tried
Okay.
to learn
Oh,
something?
okay. Sorry. Yeah. Every time I'm trying to learn now new things because you are learning every day new things. That is, I never had pay a teacher to do something because I have a friend that we studied together, especially Italian. But I never had to pay a teacher. I have bought a course. I start to study English. Then the others I had made it by myself.
Oh, awesome. Nice to meet you. I believe we haven't ever been in the same meeting before. I'm not sure,
It
but
never. Yeah, it's the first.
cool, cool. But
Nice to
it's
meet you too.
cool, awesome. So, what about you, Luke Brizola? Let me call you Brizola, right? Can you please introduce yourself and answer the first question to us?
Yeah. Hello, guys. Good afternoon or evening. I don't know. My name is Lucas Brizola, but you call me Brizola. I am 29 years old and I'm from Sorocaba, as in countryside of São Paulo, Brazil. I am single, without kids. In my free time, I enjoy watching movies and the series, listen to music that inspire me, and I read books, especially suspense and horror, which are my favorite genres. This year, I decided to turn the page, leave procrastination behind, and focus more on myself. I start in August, I don't know, in August, going to
I'm August.
August. I started going to the gym, and I also go for a walk every Saturday and Sunday. I am passionate about the cooking, especially creating new dessert recipes. I love the creative process of turning ingredients into experience. Professionally, I've been working recruitment and selection for over 10 years with a focus on technology right now, helping companies find the right talented for them teens. In February this year, I started studying English and Talk and Talk. I started from scratch. And recently, I started a host a short time ago, more precisely on September 13th. Yeah, that's it. And the question number one, Sure. For example, I learned how to cooking by myself when I yes 17 alone. Later with YouTube, I improved my skills and I started to create my own recipes. One special example is when my niece needed to eat more vegetable and green leaves, but she didn't like them, so I invented a green leaf ice cream to help her eat healthier.
Oh, that one was hard, right? Thanks, Brizol. It's nice to have you again here. All right, let's move forward. Priscilla, can you please answer the first question? Introduce yourself and answer the first question.
Yeah, hi, my name is Priscilla. I'm 39 years old. I live in Datuba. I work as analyst, supply analyst, and in my free time, I like listen music, walking in ecological park, cook like this. And yes, when I started to cook, I learned I learned uh, when my mother cook all the things. I learned.
Awesome. Thank you, Priscilla. And what about you, Josemar? Can you please answer the first question? Introduce yourself.
So my name is Josemar. I'm from Goiânia and I'm 24 years old. I work with paid media, so I'm the guy that sends you all the TV ads that you search up once and keep seeing them in the whole
No
month.
way.
Yeah, that's me.
We found him.
Yeah. And I already work for a foreign company and I'm just here to improve my English to get more used to the language on a daily basis. And yeah, in my free time, I'm starting to create content for LinkedIn. I hope to be the next Felipe Soares in the short term. But yeah,
Cool.
and to answer the first question, sorry, Nat.
Yeah, no problem.
I think I never tried to learn something completely by myself. Usually, I try to learn virtually. So someone is teaching me on YouTube, on some online courses. So I don't remember anything that I tried by myself 100%. So yeah.
Yeah, as we have as we have checked on the video in the beginning, that it's impossible to say 100% self-taught, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but makes sense. Sometimes we have to push ourselves, we have to define our schedule to learn something, and I would consider that like self-taught. Thank you, Josemar. Nice to meet you, and thank you for your answer. Last but not least, Clayton, can you please introduce yourself and answer the first question to us?
Okay, I'm very excited to stay here. I'm Clayton. I have 42 years old. I was born in Brasilia and I live in Espírito Santo, but now I living in Lisbon. I came here for 2 years ago, and I need to improve my English level to find another other job here. And it's a big challenge because most part of the time the jobs and companies need the English as a second language to work in there or for another countries. And I stay here from the talking and talking in the last month, but I tried in another time. And so about learning something by yourself, by myself in this case, I try to learning English, but it's so hard, and I have idea to get private lessons. And another time, I get another certifications, and I studied alone. It's not the best idea for me because I'm very social, and it's very important to make good connections. And I miss the word is like network in the group, and it's so important when you learn something, you have another partners to learn it together. Thanks so much for
Awesome.
asking this question.
No problem. Actually, it's my pleasure to talk with you, and I realize that you are 4 hours ahead of us, right? So
Yes, you are
10,
correct. Is evening or night for me now.
10:20, almost bedtime.
Yeah, but
Cool.
it's not the problem for me.
All right. Thank you. So, can we can jump to the second question. Priscilla, can you please no, let me see. Let me read the question, then you answer to us, right? Do you think learning alone is more difficult or more enjoyable than learning in a class? Why or why not? What do you think?
I think it depends the situation. For example, there are situations we need to respect your time, your kind of to learn about something. It's good you learn by self only, you. But sometimes it's good to learn in group because network is necessary.
Awesome. Makes sense. Thank you, Priscilla. Josemar, can you please answer the second question?
Yeah, so for me, I enjoy the routine of having my own times for studying. So for example, when I'm trying to learn something new on YouTube, I love the flexibility to just study before I go to bed, and maybe it's later on the day. And I think this is easier in a way and even more enjoyable. I think you feel more realized when you do something like this without actually a person by your side all the time. And let me see the second part of the question.
Yeah, actually, it
Yeah, yeah,
actually you're justifying your position, your point of view, but makes sense. Makes sense. Sometimes I believe sometimes we need like a companion or we need kind of network to have a colleague on the side desk, but I also like to be by myself. It's more enjoyable. I can listen to music while studying, stuff like that.
but I also think it's way easier when we have someone to mentor you. I think you can get the right answers way faster, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. What about you, Clayton? What do you think about the second question?
Okay, I don't have difficult to learning alone because I'm autodidacta and I have experience in this environment of it's like this campo de estudo and but is more interest for me have partners to learning, and especially when you have partners, it's possible to change experience, knowledge, and it's important to have another partner to learning something. But sometimes it's possible to learning alone, and it's a good time because now you have a lot of courses like Udemy and another platforms like as YouTube, also for learning English or another thing, and we need to choose what the best for you. And in case of learning English, I prefer to study with private lessons because I don't share my time and the course with another person, and I have the 100 of time to available for me. And for this, I have this idea about this topic.
Awesome. Thank you, Clayton. Rosalia, can you please answer the second question? No, actually,
I
yes. Yes, second. Yeah. I'm
yes, yes.
famous, Rosalia. I'm famous. I'm
Okay.
famous. I'm famous to never reach the last question. It's rare. Like once or twice I have reached the 10th question number 10, but that's fine. That's
That's
meaning
fun, yeah.
that means that the conversation is good, right? I
Yeah,
think, at least I think.
yeah, it's a good conversation. I think I'm on the same page of Clayton because I don't I don't like to stay with in a class with other person to divide my time with them. If I need to have someone, I prefer a tutor or someone to help me in a private class. But I study only with a friend because I like to have someone to correct me sometime because always you are committing mistake, then need to have someone in this time to correct because here in TALKNTALK it's okay. You don't have correction. You don't have judgment. It's wonderful, but sometimes you need to have someone to guide you to appoint more your your mistake. If you have
I
some
see.
doubt too, it's good to be more enjoyable. Then in this case, I prefer to be with someone to help me.
Awesome. That makes sense as well. All right. My friend Brizola, can you please answer the question?
Yeah, I agree with you, Priscilla, right? Priscilla?
No, the last one was Rosalia.
Yeah. Priscilla said, I think it's really depend on the situation. My kids, for example, when I learn English, study alone, it can be enjoyable because I can practice at my own pace, review topics and topics that I find it difficult and use apps or video whenever I want. But sometimes joining in class or immersion is better because I can ask a question, practice speak with the other. On the other hand, if we think about university degree, I believe learning classes is usually more effective. A graduation course has lot structure, specific subjectives, and professional guidance that would be very difficult to organize completely alone, I think. Oh, you also get to exchange ideas with classmates and work on group projects, which is something important for that kind of learning. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Brizola. So let's jump to the third question, and I'm gonna read it, and let's try something different, okay? So what would be, we are missing a B here. So what would be the hardest part of learning something by yourself? And why don't you guys answer? And right after answering, you can call the next one. Like, okay, Clayton is answering. What about you, Josemar? What about you, Priscilla? What do you think about this question? Let's try this out, okay? So starting from Clayton, please, can you answer the question number 3 and then call the next one? I'm lazy now, so I'm lazy today, so.
Okay. Uh, some people have difficult to learning alone, but most part of the time you stay alone learning something. I believe this question is very important because if you have a degree, you receive the lessons or you have a teacher uh, guiding you from the knowledge, but most part of the time you receive a text or a book and you need to read this and to do lessons and do exercise, but you need to read and deeply read about one topic and after discuss this. And so the most part of the time when you stay alone and when you have another people to discuss or to help you, for me is better. I have a good experience learning alone or with a group, but it's very difficult when you have to a hard topic you don't have not you don't have another person to discuss this topic with you. And so, can you share your experience, Josema, about this topic, please?
Yeah, so for me, I think the hardest part is discipline. You have to be very responsible with yourself when you're studying by yourself. And for me, this is a especially difficult one because I'm always um, forgetting and prioritizing other stuff when I'm trying to learn something new. So I think this is the biggest and the hardest part from for learning by yourself. And also to Clayton's point, uh, I I don't think that learning something just by watching a course online or something like that, it's equally easy or hard for everyone. For me particularly, I remember at school that I always learn more pay attention to classes than actually making exercising and sitting down for 2 hours straight studying by myself. And I had some friends that was the completely opposite. They learned a lot more sitting in a chair by themselves, uh, studying 3 hours straight, and I never had the same way of doing it. So I think it's a very personal journey for everyone. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this, Priscilla?
I think when you, for example, study by myself, it's so difficult to be motivated and to be a routine about that. It's difficult because sometimes you tired, you don't have decided to study, for example. It's difficult, but it's good because you you make your routine, your time to study, your best time, for example. And you, Brizola?
Yeah, I agree with you, Priscilla. I think the hard part of learning something by yourself is staying motivated and disciplined. Uh, for example, when you don't have a teacher or class matters, it's easy to lose the focus or skip a student. Another challenge is not knowing if you are learning the right way, because sometimes you can make mistakes and no one is there to correct you. For example, in English, it can be difficult to notice grammar or pronunciation errors when you study alone. In my case, of course. How about you, Rosalia or Rosalia? Sorry.
Here, Rosalia. Okay, I agree with you all because I think the hardest part is to deal with the procrastination, because if you don't have a routine to study every single day, it's difficult to continue because it doesn't matter if you are studying for 1 year, 5 years, you need to have some routine to stay with the languages at the heart and in the heart, because in your head, because it's difficult to have this routine. You need to create a habit to continue. If you have someone to study together, it's easier because you are maintain motivated. Then this time you need to be there, then because you are meet your others to stay together to learn, then I think this is easier than stay alone at here studying alone, because there are so many distractions. When you sit down in front of computer, you will explode your head because there are so many distractions to continue to study alone.
Yeah,
And what about
awesome.
you, Leandro?
Oh, I was wondering if anyone would call me, would ask my opinion about this question. I was sad here. Cool. So I agree with you and Josemar, and I believe to in my case the biggest challenge is discipline. As you have mentioned right now, Rosalia, we create some distractions as well because it's something like our mind doesn't want to spend energy. And when we have to put together some information, when we have to understand something or to create our own routine, our own goals, it's hard because it seems like our brains is deceiving us. Like, okay, why don't you check this? Why don't you do that before? Or you know what I mean? And then you start procrastinating and it's a nightmare. So I believe the biggest challenge would be um, discipline. Let me tell you something, guys. I have my notebook, regular paper and pen. I like handwriting. And every time that I listen, that I heard some interesting expression, I make my own note with a plus sign on the side. and then I consolidate. I put together all these phrases in an electronic document. So I have my reference of interesting phrases. And when Josemar mentioned like 2 hours straight, it was something like, oh, that makes sense. Like I have never used it straight after this expression. So it's something interesting. I have taken my notes, and after and afterwards I will consolidate. So this is a good tip to you if you guys are studying and you listen something interesting. Take some notes and then take your time to review your notes. I mean, it's kind of a study as well. So to me, that works a lot, and I've been doing this for years. Okay. All right. So let's jump to the question number 4. Do you mind, Lucas, read, answer, and then call the next colleague to answer as well?
Yeah. How would you stay motivated when you are studying on or on? Oh. I would say I would stay motivated by setting small goals and celebrating when I reach them. For example, if I study English, I could plan to learn, for example, 5 new words or 5 new immersion every day or finish on short video lesson. But I have admitted that it's very difficult tasks because when you stood alone, it's just you and yourself, and not every day you feel good or motivated to follow the plan. Honestly, I don't think I would stay motivated in English if I wasn't part of a community like Talk and Talk, for example. There we can share student experience, do not do network, and the most importantly, learn for each others. Of course, one person helps another, and that creates motivation too. Yeah, that's it. And you, Priscilla?
I think, for example, when you have a goal or a reason, you need to keep motivated, because you don't have another way to learn or to make make it. I think, do you need to be motivated? And you, Rosalia, what do you think about?
Oh my gosh, I'm not motivated studying English anymore because I don't know what's happened because sometimes I feel some stuck in English because I'm a long time here to study here, participating here in this immersion. Then sometimes I think, oh my gosh, I needed to be understood everything. Then now it's harder because if I listen some music, I don't understand nothing. I need to listen again and again. If I'm going to watching some series, I need to watching again and again to understand. Then, oh my gosh, I think I need to. Then sometimes I'm so unmotivated to be continuing, but I'm here trying to participate in more and more. Then I need to study because I'm a host here. Then I wanna be right, be be better every immersion. Then, but I'm trying to have more another routine because I stopped for a little, but now I'm in return. Then I hope to have this routine again. Then I need to have a routine and to have someone to study together. Then it's motivating more. And in English, in another language, I have a friend to study is Italian, but Spanish, I'm only watching following series in Spanish because it's easier then. But English, I need to back and have someone to study together. And that's it. How about you, Clayton?
Okay, Rosario, thanks to ask me. I agree with you, Priscilla, because I don't have another way. I need to improve my English level to working here in Portugal or another country. It's a little bit hard for me. I have been studying for 3 years, and sometimes I'm very tired. I spend a long of time, uh, and for me is a one way, and I need to improve my English level fast, quickly, and starting to apply for new positions. And I have a good behavior is studying all the time. Here I have a possibility to speak with a foreign. I had a good conversation yesterday with people from German, from United Kingdom, Portugal, and one guy is from República Checa, and there's a lot of accent in the same table. And Rosario, you said, oh, sometimes I don't speak nothing or understanding nothing. I have this situation before last day because first hour we speak English, and the second time we speak in Portuguese, Portuguese of Brazil and Portugal is a little bit different, but it's the same. And when the people speak very fast, it's very hard for me. Oh God, I'm a dumb. I don't have knowledge, but I'm here. I'm a host for this event, and I need to move, and I don't have another way. And so I need to study, and it's hard. But the next question is very interesting because we need to discuss what the best way or the best mode to learning. And the most important for me is about consistency. When we started, we don't speak nothing, but now we have 40 minutes speaking English, and now we have knowledge about this, and it's time to improve. And speaking here or in another part or another place is a good idea and opportunity to improve more. Thanks so much for asking this, and I don't remember who need to answer now. Can you
I
help me,
believe just
Leandro?
just me and Josemar. I have my notes here.
Okay. You ask you felt bad to ask for answer. Can you help? Can you answer, please?
Me, Leandro?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Oh, that's awesome. So, actually, I believe we are result driven, right? I truly believe that we need at least some results to stay motivated, to keep going on. And it's hard when you are studying something subjective or something complex like a totally different new language. It's hard to you to notice results, at least. Even if you have like a intermediary level, you sometimes you feel like you're stuck and you don't evolve yourself, and it's really hard to stay doing. And I know that we have to do this. I believe, like I have been studying for years. I started my first English course was back in 2010, so 15 years ago. And I was realizing, oh boy, I'm doing this for a while, and sometimes I feel like you mentioned, Clayton, I'm dumb, I don't understand anything, and I need to go back to the basics. But that, yeah, that is crazy. So to me, it's really what really works. It's is to set small goals. Like, okay, let's set this small goal, and then when I reach it, oh boy, I have a result. So that's great. So I was able to understand it. I was able to maintain 1 hour conversation totally in English without using any Portuguese word. And this is a goal that I can easily accomplish and then stay motivated. So that works fine with me. What do you think about this question, Jose Maria?
Yeah, I agree with you, Leandro. I think it's a matter of celebrating the small steps too. We tend to just push so much harder on ourselves than we usually do for other persons and for other people. And I think this is especially for learning new languages. This is some cultural thing here from Brazil because I'm more afraid of speaking English in front of Brazilians than in my actual job because we tend to be so much harder on ourselves. And if we depend on just motivation to keep studying, I think that's a very bad strategy. we have to celebrate our small steps. We have to take a step back once in a while and have a different view on your progress, maybe from someone that you never share your study journey before. In English, I think that's a easier example. Maybe you can just message someone that speaks English and see their opinion on your level of communication. I think that's a very great parameter. And it goes back on my last question about routine and discipline. You have to do it without thinking that much, because it's hard to see progress when you are doing this every day and you're listening to yourself. But when someone from the outside look your progress as a whole, I think it's much more satisfying to get this feedback. So yeah.
Cool. And I was recalling what Clayton said, that he had the opportunity to talk with foreign people in English, and as far as I remember, it was a Czech Republic person, an English person, and a German person, right?
Yeah.
So except for the English person, all the other ones were also ESLs. I mean, English as a second language people. So they are also doing their best to learn and to practice language. And as you, Josemar, said, they are not that hard with themselves. They don't care. They make mistakes. When they come here to Brazil and they try to speak Portuguese, they don't care about a lot of grammar stuff. They just try it out. And we love this. Oh, that's awesome! But when we see a Brazilian trying to speak English and making mistakes, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
something cultural, so it's really
Can I
hard.
share one experience about this topic?
Sure thing.
I'm not shy. I have experience to conduce meetings. I teach in the past. I taught in the past, but here in Lisbon, I'm very shy to speak English with Brazilian and Portuguese because the judgment is here. But when I speak with Fahrenheit, I have a lot of guys here. This is my brother, and never time they don't judgment or make corrections. It's very important this, and when you living abroad, the English level is not the best. You said it's not the first language in most part of the time, and I have a good experience and I receive good feedbacks about my English because it's very important to have a perception. Oh, I'm learning. I have a good level. I have a good communication. Is the most important. If you have opportunity to work for another country, you see the level is not high like you think because most part of the time the level is not the best like is. Spanish or Italian or another country. Except you working for countries, you English is a is a first language. You don't have a difficult, and so this question is so important because you need to agree. You have a good level, you improvement, and you need to speak with clearly and have a good level of communication. Don't have idea to I need to have a high level like it's a C1 or C2. A good B2 is enough to working for outside. Think about this and make this idea in your brain, in your heart.
And at the end of the day, nobody cares. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody cares with us. I mean, something like the majority of the people, when I say Americans, English people, Australians, even South African, they only speak one language. And we have here people that are struggling to learn a second language, a third language, and even a fourth language. And I believe most of the people they admire people that are putting an effort and trying to understand, trying to communicate in their own language. This is something really good to at least for them. And we still have been hard with ourselves, pushing ourselves too hard and think, oh, we are not good enough, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, nobody cares, right? Right? Nobody cares with our anxiety. All right, I believe we are going to move to the last question because we are running out of time. Let me see. Rosalia, do you mind read and answer question number 4 and then call the next talker?
Okay. If you could give advice to someone who wants to be self-taught, what would you tell them? Oh my gosh, it's hard to me
Don't
to
do it.
give this belief.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do
It-
it. It's so hard. It's impossible all the
It's
time because you need to have someone to help you. Then, because as Josemar said at the beginning, it's impossible to be all the time to learn something by yourself because there is someone to have record some video that you are watching to learn something. Then always you need to have someone. It doesn't matter if you have someone a teacher to guide you, but there are someone behind it to prepare it to stay there for you to learn something. But if you want to be a self-taught, to learn alone, you need to be motivated all the time, to find something to stay motivated and to have a routine, to create this routine, to have a habit, because it's impossible to continue alone, to studying alone all the time, to try to find something alone. You need to have someone to help you have a routine, create a habit. And how about you, Josimar?
So I think for me, it's about taking it easy, just try to see it as a hobby per se, and because it's when I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but for me, every time that I try to put something new in my routine, I always push it way harder than I need. So, for example, instead of just trying to do a whole hour of the new study that you're trying to learn, every day, maybe we start with 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week. I think when you are more realistic with yourself and your daily routine, it's easier to keep it stable across your life. And I also I received this advice from my old boss, and I think it's a very wise one. I always share this when I can. He s- he said to me that basically we don't have to listen to everyone's advice, only from people that are in the position that we want to be. And this is very, very useful because we are receiving advice from everyone, literally everyone, and most of them don't even are in the position that we want to be, and there's no particular need to listen to them. So I think that's my advice. What about you, Brizola?
For me, I would tell them to be patient and consistent. Learning by yourself can be challenges, so it's important to set small goals and celebrate your progress. I would also suggest using different resources like books, apps, videos, on online communities to keep it thinking interesting and avoiding getting stuck. I just say it's important to stay motivated even on days when you don't feel like a student, and remember why you started in the first place. Yeah. How about you, Priscilla?
I am not a self-taught, but I think a good advice, it is no matter how time do you study or to do something. I think it's when you do, for example, day by day, you improve it a lot. and respect your time, you respect your kind of to learn, and don't compare with another person, because that person that have a kind, o jeito dela, né? I think you respect yourself, I think, and make a routine, make a consistency. I think it's the best way. And you, Clayton, how about?
Okay, can you help me about what question we need to answer? Is about 10?
I owe
10?
all of you, I owe all of you an apologize. I don't know why I have we were supposed to be answering the question number 5, but I don't know why I have asked the question number 10. So feel free, Clayton, if you have some prepared. That worked at
Okay,
all. Awesome. We are improvising right now. So
Rosario, I missed this information. I think what happened? The next question is
I
fine.
was
It's
I was like
possible change. It's not problem. But I
I was
thought
like, oh boy, what have I done?
the advices or something.
Yeah, feel free if you
Okay,
want to
I will
answer
try
question number 5 or number
to
10.
answer the 10th question.
Awesome.
Okay, I will answer the 10th question and I make a criticism about the question number 6. The most
5.
important for
No,
me
no,
and for
six, six, six. Oh boy,
oh,
what's
I
happening
changed
with
for
me?
6, please.
No, no, no.
Uh,
Actually,
and it's
I'm lost. I'm totally lost
okay,
here.
bro. Sorry about
Do,
that.
no problem. Do whatever you what.
The problem, Rosalie started this situation. It's not
No,
for
no.
me. It's not
It was
my
it
fault.
was my fault. It was my fault actually. I have asked her this question, right?
Okay.
No problem. No, don't worry.
Okay. The most important for me is when you speak English or you learn English, you need to speak all the time. We need to put all effort to speak most part of the time, or you have opportunity. Don't be shy. Oh, I'm not good. I don't know what words. I don't understand, but you need to try. It is the one way. And Priscilla said, maintain a consistency of the stud and respect yourself is very important because in most part of the time, the people think, oh, it's very hard. It's not for me. I give up about this. It's so hard. It's not for me. I don't have competence. I don't have knowledge, but we need to try step by step. And I have a problem about when you're using apps. Sometimes I make criticism about this. Don't using apps like Zamuleta because I have 100 a year of how can I say in the Duolingo when you have a lot of time in the app offensiva
Progress.
and
Progress.
I have 2 or 3 years of offensivas in Duolingo, but can you try to speak with me a little bit? Oh, no, please. This is not my level. Is hard for me, and it's so important for this moment now. We stay here, we stay speaking 1 hour, and it's so important for this process. Don't be shy, respect yourself, and speak most part of the time you have opportunity. Thanks so much for asking for this question. And
I
sorry
believe
for to make
I'm
confusing.
no, actually I believe it was my fault, but it doesn't matter. Actually, it has worked really well, right? And that is important because in a conversation we don't have always a script, and we have to know how to deal with unpredictable stuff. So I believe it has worked really fine. And I'd like to mention something that Josemar said about don't beat yourself too much. I mean, don't be too hard on yourself. I kinda agree, but I believe sometimes that action to push ourselves can raise our own bars. You know what I mean? So we can improve, we can evolve, but of course, at the end of the day, we have to consider equilibrium, we have to consider our health and all other aspects and fields of our life, like our family, our social interactions, our quality of life and stuff like that. So I believe that's why I like this kind of interactions here, because we can understand different points of views of the same subject, and we can always be better. And it was a nice conversation. I apologize for the question stuff. I believe it was awesome. Microphone is open if you want to share something, if you want to say anything. Let me share with you guys the URL of the survey. Please go to the survey, don't answer the question, but evaluate our conversation, leave your suggestions there. It's really important to us. Okay, we have like 30 seconds. Microphones are open. And I'd like to say I really enjoyed our conversation tonight. Okay. All right. People, Rosalia, Brizola, Clayton, Josemar, Priscilla, always be my guest. If you are available, come here, join us Wednesdays, same time, same channel. Okay. Let's wrap this up and have a good one. See you. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
See you
Bye.
next
See
time.
you.
Bye,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thanks so for sharing this.
Have a nice